All right. Good evening once again, everyone. I think we just have to quickly introduce ourselves and then we start the training. My name is Eguero Prosper, an IT consultant and CEO at Digital Z Hub. So I would like you to also briefly introduce yourself quickly. Let's do
Okay.
that as soon as possible.
I'm Uchendo Clement, one of the students.
Okay, you're welcome.
You have a Samsung charger.
Please, can other do the same sharp, please? There's no time. Just introduce yourself, tell us your name and where you are joining from.
All right. I am Zayan Usman Doma. I'm a student. I'm joining from Kebbi State.
Kebbi State. Oh, you are welcome. Please, the next person, quickly.
All right, so good evening, everyone. Ifeanyi Theodore is my name. I am an auditor, and I'm connecting from Lagos. Thank you.
Okay, so you are welcome. Right. Sorry, I just want to confirm do I have the person here already? Miyamara, have you got to the link? I just want to confirm if the person is in already. Somebody's asking in the group. Just want to confirm. Have you got to the link already? I've sent the link to your personal. I don't know if the person has joined. Miriam or something like that. Please, let me just confirm. Do I have such a person here? All right. So, so want to sincerely appreciate everyone for taking advantage of this opportunity. Actually, it's an opportunity for you to break into tech with strong programming knowledge using Python. So just to give us some information before we start, this training will continue on Sunday, same time, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And I will still emphasize on that in the pay group. So at the end of this training, the two groups will be meshed. There is a class that have started before you guys, and they've had just, I think, one or two classes. So I want to see how I can bring us up to where they are so that by Sunday, we can all be on the same page. All right, so this is Digital Z Hub, where we have where we offer several tech programs ranging from cybersecurity, data analytics, web development, digital marketing. Somebody is having issue with he cannot access. Let me quickly attend to the person to make sure that the person is in. Just give me a few minutes. Let me make sure the person is in. All right, so so let's quickly dive in. We are starting with general introduction to programming. We are going to look at general introduction to programming. We are also going to talk about the importance of programming. We will also talk about programming ID or development. environments. And then we will look at introduction to Python. Look at introduction to Python programming. Introduction to Python programming. Look at that. I hope we are taking notes. Please make sure you mute as soon as you join so that you don't distract others. Showing your video might not be necessary. Please do note that this video will be uploaded to YouTube. So if you know you don't want to advertise your video, please kindly take your video off. Then we'll look at some Python basic syntax, probably / data types. So this is what we will be able to cover in this section. So I just want us to relax, get water around you because it's a journey and we shall be taking it gradually. And then we might extend the class beyond 10 o'clock just for us to be able to see how we can come up to where we'll be able to attend the Sunday section. So I'll start with, because of time, I will have actually asked us our existing knowledge on programming generally. But because of time, I think I'll do that probably in the next section. So I will now assume that all the people I have here do not have Python or programming knowledge. So that we'll use that model to train us. All right, so let's start with what is programming? What is programming? Because it is very key that we understand what programming is all about before we start looking at the language we want to use or the language we want to speak. Programming is a process of giving instructions to a computer so that it can perform specific tasks or solve problems. Let me take it again. Programming is the process of giving instructions to a computer so that it can perform tasks or solve problems. So which means that the entire technology that we all have today is rooted in what? Programming. In other words, the origin of technology is programming. Because what is the essence of technology today? The reason why everybody is probably venturing into learning test skills because they have, discovered that it can solve problem very easily without stress compared to the manual system. All right, so there are some key words I want us to take note. Please, when you are attending classes like this, you are supposed to come with your writing materials. I know the video will be made available in the paid group, but at least you should be able to jot down one or two things. So I just want to explain, I want to break some terms down because that will enable us to understand what programming is all about. And what are the terms? We talk about what? The process of giving instruction. Now, in computer, those instructions, or in this context, those instructions can be referred to as code. And that is why you hear some person saying, I am learning coding instead of I am learning programming. there are two words or two terms that can be used interchangeably. You can call yourself a coder. You can also call yourself a programmer. So let's understand what is code. Code are instructions. So therefore, individuals like you are doing right now that are trained to write those instructions on the computer to perform a specific function are called what? Programmers or what? Coders. Now, that is programming. Now, for you to be able to speak this computer language or for you to be able to write these codes, you must choose a language. So there are several computer languages that can be used to write these instructions I'm talking about. So you cannot wake up and say that I want to instruct the computer or I want to command the computer without identifying yourself with one of the languages. All right, so at this point, I am not talking about Python now. I'm just talking about what is programming generally, because that is actually what we are going into. So at the end of this training, we should be addressed as programmers or developer or software developers. So it will be somehow, awkward that you go for an interview and they ask you what is programming and you could not or say anything. And that is why I'm giving out this background picture before we dive into the Python programming properly. So the key word here, we should know that programming is the art or the process of writing instructions called codes for the computer to perform a task. All right, that is why we were taught probably in our secondary school that computer is a goal-oriented object, which means that it is an object that is designed to solve problem. It is an object that is designed to have a focus. So when you write a program, in fact, before you start writing your program, you are expected to have known the problem that program is going to solve. Take, for example, the OP. Before the programmer sat down to compose that application that helps you and I today to perform transactions, the person must have drafted what we call the algorithm. And then the person must have itemized or structured the flow charts. So in programming, the word flow charts means sequence of steps outlined to solve a particular problem. All right, so which means that before you start writing your program, you will have known what the program is going to do. So a programmer should not start writing or developing a software without first of all sitting down to know what the program is going to solve. So that's why I am particularly about specific tasks. All right, I know that if I'm taking us general introduction to computer or what they call computer appreciation, I can break it down so that you know why we have application software and why we have system software, but you can read that yourself. All right, so let's understand that this instruction that we write, these programs, this application that we develop as programmers, right? They are actually created to address problem. They are created to solve problem. That is what I'm saying. Please, I want to know if we are following. I want to get a response from at least one person. Just unmute and say, sir, I am following.
Yes, I'm following.
Okay, so that is programming. Now, I want us to break it down. Thank you. I want us to break it down. A computer cannot think on its own. We must understand that. It only follows instructions written by programmers. All right? It only follows instructions written by programmers using programming languages such as Python, Java, C++, and JavaScript, and the rest of them. So that is why I told us that the entire technology that we are all, are embracing today is rooted in what? Programming. And that is why you see individuals that start the tech journey from learning a programming language. They seems to be as smart how do I put it? They are outsmarting the rest. Because, for example, if somebody learn graphic design without learning a programming language, compare that person with somebody who learned programming before learning the graphic design. The difference will be very clear. You will see that person doing better because the person understands creativity. The person understands several things that we are going to discover that person that starts from graphic design may not understand. All right. So now let's quickly look at, now that we understand programming is the art of writing instruction for the computer to carry out a specific task. Now let's talk about what is programming language, or what are programming languages properly. So programming language or languages is a formal language or a formal language used to communicate with the computer and create software applications like websites, games, and automation system. So like I started by telling us, before you can write code, you must consult one of the computer language. The difference between computer language and your own language, let's say Hausa or Igbo, is that computer language are the languages the computer understand. All right. So when you come across a programmer, is somebody who knows how to write instruction that the computer can adhere to, the computer can follow. All right. So example of some known or top programming languages, we have Python as number one. And as we continue, you're going to find out why Python is currently leading. We have Java, we have C++, we have JavaScript, we have PHP, and we have other programs. In fact, there are a lot of programming languages. But it happens that some of them are the ones are trending because of the problem they are solving and how simple they are to learn. Nobody wants to learn what is difficult. One of the reasons why everybody is learning Python, you're going to find out as we continue. All right. So now that we understand what is programming, and we also know what programming languages are, and I've also given us some list of programming languages, let's focus on the one that brought all of us here. What you actually subscribe for is learning Python basic and intermediate. All right, so let's quickly go into that. What is Python? What is Python? So Python is a high level. Python is a high level, easy to read programming language created by Kudovan Roson. Now you can see that definition: high level, easy to read. So you can now begin to see one of the reasons why you don't need to be an experienced computer user before you can learn Python, because the Python programming structure is almost the same thing with the English word writing. So once you can write English and read English, you can easily flow with Python. All right. So in programming, we use the word syntax to refer to that structure. So I can now rephrase one of the reasons why Python is a leading programming language outside the artificial intelligence aspect of it is that it has a very simple syntax. So what is syntax in programming? The word syntax means defined rules that govern how code are written and executed. It's just like you are saying that I can speak Hausa. Hausa has its own speaking structure. Anybody who understands Hausa know that, okay, if you want to say call, you say what? Zo, Tefi, Yaya Gida. You know, when you are speaking, there's a way you put your words, because that is the language word structure, and that is what we're calling syntax in programming. Every programmer must understand the syntax of the language he or she speaks. So what makes you different from a Python programmer and from a Java programmer is what? The syntax. They are both programming languages, but they use different what? Rules. I hope somebody is following. Can I get a response from another person, not Clement? I need a response from another person. I hope you are
We are
following.
following, sir.
Okay,
We are
good.
following. We are
All
following,
right,
sir.
all right. So we need to understand that. So Python is a very simple programming language. In case you are asked anyway, what makes Python easier compared to others? You said it has a very simple syntax, right? It has a very simple set of rules that control how you write and execute its code. All right, so Python is popular because I'm going to list out some reason why Python is popular. So why Python? So I'm going to, from here, we are going to deduce some core reason why Python is what? One of the leading programming language today. So number one, why Python is, it is easy to what? To learn. That is number one reason why Python is very simple. Why people learn, why people would choose Python over other programming languages. Now, the next reason is it uses very simple. It uses very simple English-like syntax, like I've mentioned before. English-like syntax. That is, its own writing structure look like the one of English. That is why you see today in secondary school, children of probably GSS classes, even primary 6, they are able to learn Python because it's very simple to the English language they are learning. But nobody recommended Java for those students. Nobody recommends C++ because if you introduce that to those students, they'll be confused because they are not as simple as Python. Another reason why Python is that it can build many types of application. It can build many types of application. That is the reason. So it's as if it's everywhere. Can build mobile app. You can build Windows app. So it's not restricted like some of them that specialize on building only certain app. Now, another reason is that Python is it is what? Beginner friendly. Very what? Beginner what? Friendly. Python is beginner friendly. So let's look at some real life example of programming. For example, your ATM machine. It's a program. It's programming. That is why you can go there today and they slot in your card and then type the amount, and then the money comes out. Somebody has program instruction that once somebody enter an amount, do this, get him some cash. That is programming. Then another real life application of programming is mobile banking app like OPay and the rest of them. All these are real life application of what? Programming. Mobile bank app like OPay, Money Points, and the rest of them. They are product of programming. You know why I'm telling us all this? Like some persons were asking me before paying, what will I be able to do with this? It's because they don't know what programming is all about. If you understand this, you know that there are a lot of opportunity for you as a programmer. WhatsApp, the WhatsApp that we all use today is a product of programming. Facebook is a product of programming. Online shopping websites, they are all product of programming. Traffic light system, they are all product of programming. So you can see how programming is solving day-to-day or real-life problem. So if I'm to use a very simple analogy to explain programming, so I can say programming is like giving direction to a driver. Just like you are giving a directions towards a driver. For example, now you say start the car, move forward, turn left, stop. All of this, they are what? This is how programming logic works. All right. So similarly, programmers give step-by-step instruction to computer. In conclusion, similarly, just like I just explained now. So what is going to be your role as a programmer? After this program, when people start addressing you as a programmer, what do you think you'll be doing? You are not going to be doing anything than writing step-by-step instruction for the computer to carry out a particular assignment. That is the primary role of a programmer. So we are the one that writes instruction. That's why I started by saying that what everything that happened within technology today can be traced toward programming, directly or what indirectly. The man doing graphic design cannot claim that it's not. The only thing is that he's just leveraging on the tools someone has programmed. But actually, it starts from please mute. Somebody's audio is distracted. Please check if you are not muted. Kindly mute, please. I don't want distraction. Felix, once you join, please mute. I think I've muted you from here, Mr. Felix. All right. So we need to understand that what, as programmer, our role is going to be writing instruction. And you know the beautiful part of it is that while you are writing this instruction, expect what? Challenges, expect errors. Don't give up. Programmer does not give up easily. So one of the benefits of learning programming is that you'll be a critical thinking person. You'll be a creative person. You'll be a person that can think outside the box. You'll be a problem solver. These are the individual companies are looking for. Companies are not looking for managers that when they see a complex problem, they run away. Companies are not looking for managers that when they see complex problem, they will tell the boss that it cannot be solved. Companies are looking for managers that when they see complex problem, they know how to break it down into smaller steps until they are able to solve it. That is programming. That is where the word debugging comes from. A programmer is a researcher. A programmer is a debugger. All right? The word debug means when you write a code. And like I said, before you write any program, you must have ascertained what the program is going to do. So if the program is outputting something else, by the time you compare it with what you plan to achieve, you will know whether the program is communicating the right thing or not. And at that point where you are not getting what you plan to get, then you now begin to, debug your program. So debugging is a problem of detecting the cause of errors and providing what? Solution. So a programmer is not somebody that will write code and the code will work once. If the code doesn't work once, the person gives up. No, you are not a good programmer. A professional programmer must stay put. And that is what increases our creativity, what? Capacity. Because when we write code, most time code does not work immediately. So that process of trying to check the code, trying to understand, look into it again critically, though you will have some headache, it is normal. Now, in that process, you will now see that as you are debugging, you are discovering new things and you are learning more. And that is what makes you a creative person as a programmer. I hope I'm still communicating. Can I hear from another person, please? I hope I'm still communicating. Sir. All right. Okay. So let's quickly look at some of the importance of programming. Number one, problem solving. Why should I learn programming? Number one, problem solving. So programming helps solving real-world problem using technology. I take it again. Importance of programming. Number one, problem solving. And what does that mean? Programming helps solve real-world problem using technology. So example, school resource system. You can develop an app that can help an institution for their students to check results. It can another example is hospital management system. You can create an app that can help an hospital or hospital to what? To manage their records. Banking system. The whole of the banking system today is enveloped in what? Programming. Another importance of programming is automation. Programming allows computers to perform repetitive tasks automatically. I said what? Programming allows computers to perform repetitive tasks automatically. You know, we are hearing AI automation. A lot of you were asking me whether this program covers automation. Automation is a field of AI where you use the same Python to automate what? Tasks. For example, today, all these fintech, they have incorporated what? Automated what? System. Today now, even websites, we are now incorporating what? Automated what? System. In a way that you can get a website now and make inquiry and chat without human being there. So everything has been automated. As you are asking questions, the automation system is providing what? Answers immediately. So that is an aspect that also uses Python. So by the time you are done with this training, you can choose whether you want to go into AI automation, or you want to go into web development, or you want to go into data analytics, or you want to go into creating pure apps using Python. Now, for example, under the automation, like I said, we have a system now that automatic email sending. We have a system that can automatically send email. A company can have 1 million subscribers that they want to notify of a particular update. So they can just program it by tomorrow morning, let the what? Email be delivered. All these are what are becoming what? Reality now, automated system. And that is taking the job of some persons. These are the job human beings used to do. For now, those set of human beings, they are now being what? Scrapped out of the system, because what is their work? All these receptionists, all those jobs, AI is taking over them. Payroll calculation, attendance system, all these are apps you can build. You can build an attendance system for a school, so they can now be signing it digitally instead of writing signing. So somebody can just go there and what? If you go to develop what, these are systems that have already been implemented. If you go to some hotel, even in Nigeria here, you see that some hotel, you use your digital card to what? To open the door. So it's no longer writing with your biro. Software development, these are still important of what programming, software development. So programming is used to create mobile apps, websites, desktop application, games. These are areas that are fetching people money today. So at the end of the day, you just have to discover where you are. If you want to specialize on building game, fine. You narrow all your learning and research to that aspect. You want to focus on website, you narrow it. That is technology. At the point where you are learning, you mustn't learn all of them at the same time. You must define your strength, where you belong to. And until you master that particular domain, don't try to distract yourself. Just like you are learning this programming now. And then you see another person advertising graphic design, you plug in. You see another one. At the end of the day, you will not know one very well. You can learn another program that is still in line with programming, fine. For example, now you can learn this one and be learning web development. You have not really moved away from the cycle of what? Programming. They are all programming. So we also have another important of programming as artificial intelligence, AI. Programming powers modern AI system like chatbots, face recognition, recommendation system, all this. Another important of it is cyber security. Programming helps security experts detect hackers, build security tools, analyze what attack. The cyber security you are hearing today is AI cyber security. Developing systems, setting up intrusion detection system that you don't need to do anything once you are programming. If somebody is trying to hack, you get a signal. Somebody try to do something bad, you get, a signal. And at the same time, those systems can block. Data analytics. Companies use programming to analyze sales, predict trend, make business decisions. That is the data analysis you are hearing today. All of these are programming. Innovation and creativity. That is another important of programming. Innovation and what? Creativity. Please kindly mute. Somebody audio is distracting. Okay, I think I've muted the person. Let's be mindful of that to avoid distraction. All right, so the next important of programming is innovation and creativity. Programming allows students to create their own apps, games, websites, and robots. Job opportunity in programming. Programming offers many career opportunities worldwide. Number one, as a programmer, you can become software developer. You create software application, you earn money from it. Like some of them I mentioned, banking application like OPay and the rest of them. Somebody build them and the person is making a whole lot of money. Web developer, build website and web application. Example, e-commerce website, company website, blogs. All these are ways you can make money. Data analytics, use programming to analyze data and generate reports. Cybersecurity analysts, protect computer system from what? Hackers. Artificial intelligence engineer, build intelligence system and machine learning applications. All these are application of programming. Game developer, create video games and simulations. Robotic engineer, program robots and smart machines. Automation engineer, develops systems that automate tasks. Python developer specializes in building applications using Python. So you can see all of this. Now on this platform, our training includes mentorship. That's why you see all this I'm giving is just like I'm mentoring, I'm giving you, okay, some ideas so that you can wake up, so that you learn this with purpose, so that you don't just join because you just want to join and look. So at the end of the day, you build yourself in any of these areas that I've mentioned. So any question, please? Because we are about moving into the practical aspect now. Any questions so far? Do we have questions? Okay, so if there's no question, okay. Okay, so let's go for 5 minutes break. When we come back, make sure that you do not leave here. 5 minutes just for us to refresh ourselves. When we come back, I'll be taking us into the practical section. So I'm done with the theoretical aspects. So now everybody have knowledge of what programming is all about, what are programming languages, benefits of learning programming. So when I come back, we dive into the practical aspect. 5 minutes, you can refresh yourself before. All right, so at this junction, we want to look at a different topic, which is what we call programming IDE. Programming IDE, which means integrated development environment. Now, as a programmer, remember we have established the fact that we write code, we write instruction. So the question you ask yourself, which platform do you write and execute those code? What helps you to write and execute those codes? Or do you just speak the code in the air? The answer is what? No. So every programmer needs a development environment. Every programmer needs a platform that can help him to perform these three things I want to mention. Write his or her code, execute the code, and debug what? The code. That is interpretation of the code. Let me repeat it. Every programmer needs a platform. In this case, the platform will be software. They are applications that can help him or her to write the instructions, execute, that is to run the instruction, and to what? To interpret / debug the instruction. And that is what is taking us to IDE. Whether you are using Python, whether you are using Java, any of the programming language you are using, you must know the platform. You must have an application that is going to serve as a platform that will help you to write, execute, interpret, and debug your code. I hope that is very clear. Now, what I am going to do before Sunday, which is going to be our next class, I am going to take my time to do a video of how to install PyCharm, which is the app we are going to use, which is the IDE we are going to use probably henceforth. But in this section, I am going to use a browser interface, which is called Google Colab. As you can see here, it's called what? Google Colab. So let's just quickly look at the proper definition before we look at some of the examples of this IDE, so you know where the one we want to use today actually what emanated from. So an IDE, being the integrated development environment, is a software application used by programmers to write, test, debug, and run programs. Let me take it again because it's very important. An IDE, which means integrated development environment, is a software application used by programmers to write, test, debug, and run what? Program. So as I'm going to write a simple Python code, you will see how I will qualify all these statements that I just mentioned. You will know what is called writing of what? Program. You will know what is called program execution. You will know what is called what? Debugging the program. And then you know what is called what? Probably what? Deploying the program. All right? So that is, in other words, in conclusion, any IDE that you choose, please must have these 4 characteristics. If you are choosing any IDE as a developer, you must make sure that that IDE has the ability of helping you to write your code. It has the ability of testing the code you have written. It has the ability of debugging the code in case there's any error, and also running the code. So that is an example of what? An IDE. A practical example, just like somebody who wants to write a letter. And I want somebody to reply me sharp. If you want to type a letter, which app do you use? Somebody should unmute and reply sharp. You want, the company says you should write an application letter. Which app do you use? I have, okay, Clement. Clement, I can't hear you. Please, I'm asking Techno KM5 if you can respond. If you want to type a letter, which application do you use?
Microsoft now.
Microsoft Word, right?
Word.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Now I'm going somewhere. It means that somebody who wants to write a letter need a platform to write, right? That is how it is. As a developer, you also need an interface. You cannot open Microsoft Word and write programming code, because Microsoft Word is not designed to execute what? Programming or computer language code. All right. So now let's look at example of some IDE. Let's take some examples of commonly used IDE. Examples of commonly used what? IDE. So we have for Python we have PyCharm. For Python we have PyCharm. Please, if you are not talking, please kindly mute. I've said it before. Now we have PyCharm. We have VS Code. We have a default IDE, which is called IDE. There is an app. Once we install Python, it comes with this one. This one is just like the basic IDE. So I'm not going to use this because it's too elementary compared to the app we want to develop. All right. So we have PyCharm, we have VS Code, we have, now in this case, I'm using what? Google Colab. Let me add it. Google Colab. Google Collaboratory. Now, this one, you can be doing whatever I am doing today, because ordinarily we are supposed to install the IDE first, and then so that as I'm writing my code, you are also writing your code. And like I said, it will take time, because if I go that route, it means that we will end up installing only the IDE today. So I will try and see before the end of tomorrow, I record step-by-step video on how to install the PyCharm, right? So that before a Sunday class, every one of us that are using laptop will have what? Installed our IDE, because I'm not going to use this on Sunday. I'm going to use PyCharm. Now, for those that are using phone, everything we are going to learn, you can use your mobile phone so long you have a good mobile phone. If you are going to use mobile phone, just go to Play Store. I believe we all know Play Store, and download Type Python 3. Type Python 3. type Python 3. So I will also do a video on how to use the mobile phone app to learn Python, so that those that will be joining with their phone will be able to what? To be writing this code alongside with us. All right, but we encourage, if you have laptop, fine. If you don't have laptop, you can as well learn with this Python 3 via your mobile phone. All right, so now that we understand what IDE, and in case, what is the recommended IDE for writing Python code is what? PyCharm. PyCharm is the professional IDE prescribed for Python what? Developers, particularly those that want to learn Python for building apps, standalone apps. They must use what? PyCharm. Now, let me also mention something here. Sir, what is the difference between using PyCharm and what? VS Code? There is what we call library in programming. Library means a storage of functions, where functions are stored, collection of functions. Now, when you are using PyCharm, we have a lot of programming keywords that are already built in that PyCharm, such that if I want to write print, once I type PR, it brings out the entire syntax for me. So I do not need to write the entire word code. That is the benefit of writing code or learning with PyCharm. So you don't need to write everything. Once you hit the keyword, it brings out the whole, because most of those things will have been written inside the word, the IDE word library. So there are some that you will consult that you have to be writing most of your code manually from A to Z, or probably from A to like maybe somewhere. So if I'm to use percentage to rate it, there are some that you may not have access to those library up to even 50%. So most of the things you write them in full. But if you are using a professional IDE, most of the thing you just write the beginning, the keyword, and then you get the whole syntax. So when we start writing our code, you're going to see how all this will play out. So that is an advice for you to choose the IDE. Choose an IDE, one that has code editor, that has compiler. Sorry, someone have not joined. Are you serious? Wow, please just give me a minute. I'm surprised someone have not joined by this time. Let me quickly give the person. I have okay, let me quickly. Please, can you mute? I have said it. If you are not saying anything, please mute. You are distracting others. Thank you very much. All right. So so that is for that. That is for that. So now we understand why we choose PyCharm. Now, now that we understand this, we want to go into Python basic syntax. Python basic syntax. So we are changing our topic now. For any question on the IDE, let me give 2 minutes for questions. 2 minutes for questions on IDE before I proceed to the next topic. And please, this is a master class, so you are free to ask questions. In fact, in the next class, you'll be sharing your screen. I'll be giving us class tasks to perform. So make sure that you join prepared from the next class. Are we together? Any question on the IDE? Any question on the IDE? Okay, so let me assume all is going well. All right. Okay, so now let's shift our focus. I'm going to clear the whole of this. Let's shift our focus to introduction. Sorry. to Python basic command or syntax. Now, this aspect is very, very crucial. Please, I want everybody to pay attention here. Now, what is syntax? Like I said, let's understand this. I know some of you joined late. What is syntax in programming? What is syntax in programming? So like I said before, I said what? Syntax is a set of rules. Set of rules. All right? That govern how code is written and interpreted. That governs how code is written and what? Interpreted. So that is what? Syntax. So I don't need to say much because I've already broken it down for us. Every language has syntax. Certain standards, set out standard that must be followed if you don't want to have issue with that language. So we are going to look at some of them. So example of this syntax we want to look at, example of Python basic syntax. So number one, let's start with comments. We are starting with comments. So in Python programming language, or in programming language generally, if somebody use the word comment, what does that mean? Comment is a non-executable word. Notes. Comment is a non-executable notes. Simple as that. What do we mean by non-executable word? Code or note. It means, as you can see, the whole of these that I've written, they are comments. How do I know that they are comments? If I run this code, this is where for this particular ID, for those that have Colab, I'm going to show us once I'm done with this. Or in fact, this is how, for those that want to work or write code alongside with me, how did I got here? Just open a browser, any browser. So I'm using a development environment that is enshrined in what? Browser. So just type what? Google what? Colab. Just search for Google Colab. And then even on your phone, so long you have a browser on your phone, you can be using it to write the same code as I'm writing. Then you click on Welcome to Google Colab. So once you click on it, and then it brings you here. All right. So from here, you click on New Notebook. These are some of the previous activities. Click on New Notebook. But remember that you must sign in with an email. If you have not signed in before, it's going to ask you to sign in. So just sign in with your Gmail account, and then you have access to the development environment. So why I am showing all this option is that if you go for an interview and they want to test your Python knowledge, you don't need to give excuse that there is no PyCharm in that system, so I cannot write Python. They will just know that you don't know it very well. You should know that browser through this, you can access this. All right. So from here, you can click here to give it a name so that when next you resume here, you will be able to see your code. So I can name this, let's say what? Prosper. All right. So I have named it. So now let's go back to the comments. I only wanted us to, for those that would like to be writing alongside with me, to understand how I got here. Now, comments. What is comment? Comment is a way of you telling Python that Python, hey, this section of my code Should not be your business. Don't execute it. Please, someone video is actually distracting. Who is it Xiaomi? Please turn off your video, please. We don't want to see your video. You are distracting others. Please turn off your video. I believe you should know where to turn off your video. Except you want to make it stable. Please kindly do that. I'm waiting. Xiaomi 24048 RN6CG. Please turn off your video. Turn off. Okay, good. Perfect. Now, is a non-executable. Now, all you need to understand, how do you tell Python that this is a comment? Is by entering what? This hash. So anytime you type the hash, anything you write in front of it is a comment. And if I run this code now, look at it. See, Python is running the code from the server. You see it's showing you connection or connecting. So you wait until it accredits or accepts or connects you to the server of the browser. So you wait. Once we are good, connected, and then you see that this particular bus has read a number, which means that the whole of this code has been executed. But the question is, what did you get as your output? Nothing, because these are comments, and you have only told Python that please, all this should not be executed. All right. So for example, if I say S, variable S 90, and I come here, I say what? Print. And I say print. So you can see the keyword I was talking about. So it has brought it out then. And I say, okay, print S. If I run this now, if I run this, you will notice that it's going to output a value 90 here. But when we ran this session of code the other time, nothing was outputted. Why? Because they are seen as non-executable what? Notes. Please, can I get a response if we are getting that? Let me just get a response from one person.
Yeah, yes, sir. You are getting it.
Okay, so good. So now that is one of the basic command in Python you must understand. Under the basic syntax, you must know what comment is. You must know how to write comment. What did I say? How can you write comment? Just press the shift button on your keyboard and then press letter 3. That will give you the hash. So whatever you write in front of it is a comment, and which means you are telling Python that do not execute this session. It's just for explaining the code either to myself or to the third party. So that is all about comment. Now, but before that, we have two types of comments in Python. We have types of comments. Types of comments in Python. So we have two types. We have single line comments, and then we have multi-line. Going to show us now multi-line comments. Now they all have different what notation. That's what representative. How do you represent single line comment, and how do you represent what? Multi-line comment. Now, this hash like this is a single line. That is, after writing whatever I'm writing, no matter how long the line is, you are not expected to exceed 100 words on that line. That's the standard. Once you exceed 100 words, to start generating error. Now, if you go down, this line, whatever I'm writing here, is not part of that comment. And you can see that Python has already what? Throwing error. That hey, the comment you activated here did not cover this line because you are using this word hash. That is for single line. Now, multiple line is denoted with this. Is denoted with 3, like the 3 string, 3 quotation. And then when you go down, you also have the 3 quotation. So whatever I am writing inside this, they are what? Comment. They are comment. Whatever I'm writing here, they are comment. Whatever I'm writing here, they are comment. So I believe somebody understand that. So particularly when we start working with PyCharm, you will see it playing out properly. But just take note that in Python,
please repeat that last one, please.
Okay, the multi-line comment is where you use what? 3 string. And how did I type? I believe on our keyboard, you should know how to get these symbols. You should know how to get this symbol. Let me just go again. What I did is this. I just held down the shift button on my keyboard, and then I press there's a place towards before your enter button, you will see this particular sign. You press it once, you hold down the shift again, you press it again, it will give you 1, adding it to the 2 that you have there before. Then you go down, then you do the same thing. Make sure that you have 3 of them, opening it and then 3 closing it. So whatever you write in between. So now with this one, you are allowed to write multiple line. That is why it's called what? Multi-line comment. Any question? Are we good? Are we good? I hope that explanation is clear to everyone. Are we good?
Yes, sir. What do you call yes? What do you call the other comment again?
Look at it here. Multi-line comment. Multi-line. That is the area I'm highlighting. Can you see it now? Multi-line. Multi.
Yeah, hello, sir. Yes. I've seen it, sir.
Okay. All right. So make sure. Okay. So now that we understand comments, let's look at another. So comment is the first basic syntax in Python that you need to know. That is the first one. So let's look at the second one. So I'm using comments to explain. Second one is what we call print command. Print command. We are still looking at what? Basic Python what? Basic command / what? Syntax. What is print? Or what is printing command? What is printing command? Now, printing command tells Python. Okay, let me put it in proper context. So it means this tells Python to display something on or in a screen. So that is what it means. So anytime you use print, you are saying that you want to display something, you want to output something. For example, I want to print hello world. That's my first Python code I want to write. Hello world, or my name is Prosper. So I can just say print. So the moment you activate the print, it means you want to display something. So what I want to display is a text. If it is a text, you put it in quotes. If it is a number, you don't quote it. We are going to probably understand this better probably toward the end of this class or probably on Sunday class. Now I can say, okay, hello, my name is Aguero Prosper. So if I run the code now, you see that what? It will print what? Hello, my name is Prosper. But the moment I comment it, if I add that hash, if I run it again, it's not going to display anything because I have switched it from live code to what? Comment. That is why I make sure that you understand what is comment. So as a Python programmer, you should be able to know the difference between comment code and what? Live code. So I want to give us 2 minutes to execute this for those that are writing the code alongside with me. Now, mind you, because this happened to be our first time, that is the reason why I'm not giving us an opportunity to be sharing your screen. By Sunday, I'm going to be giving us class tasks, and then once you are through with it, I'll tell you to share your screen. If you are having issue of debugging, we will all look at it together. All right, so I'm giving us 2 minutes. because I believe there are some persons that are also running the code with me or that are also writing. All right, so I will assume we are good now. So that is printing. That is printing is part of the Python basic command. Number one is comment. You must know what is comment in programming. You must know what represent comments in Python. You must know what you are saying. This is language. This is language. Whatever code you write, you must be able to tell us what is the expression, what is the communication. Just like if I say, hey, come, there's an intention. Because I want you to move from where you are to where I am. So whatever code you write in programming, you must attach a function. What is it going to do? All right, so that is print. Now let's look at another basic Python. Now it's not only string you can print. I can print the addition of two numbers. So I can say print 8 plus 10. And then if I run my code, Python will print what? The result. And just in case you want to create another cell, maybe you feel like not having everything in one cell, you just click on, once you click on this plus here, to give you another cell. So you can be taking it cell by cell, or you write everything in one cell. So the next one we want to look at, the third basic command in Python is impute function. Impute function. So what do we mean by impute function? So impute function is used, this is used to ask users for their data or information. So for example, if I want to collect someone's name, so I will say, okay, print, this one we are going to wrap it because look at it. If I do it like this, let's apply it without involving print. So this is a function. So I can write a string inside it. Whatever you have in the quotation is called string. The next topic I'm going to talk about will be that you need to understand what is string. Now, if I say, what is your name? What is your name? So I am asking someone a question. A particular example of this is when you are filling form in a website. You know, you see form, and then the form, they will give you a space. You put your name, you put your son, you put your state, put your country. And then you click on submit. Then that is somebody using a questionnaire to grab information from you. So if I run this code now, so this is where I will now run it, and because I'm no longer in this cell. So I will use this cell. Now, if I run this code, you see what comes out. It brings out a text box. Because Python knows that for you to have involved that input, it means you want to collect something from someone. So I'll say, oh, my name is Prosper. So once I press enter, then it has what? Displayed. Now it has absorbed the Prosper, but because I have not ordered it to display it using the print, I am not seeing it in the terminal. Instead, I'm seeing what? The whole line of code. Now, if I want to output it, this is how I am going to write it. But let me just temporarily comment this out. So if now in this case, I'm collecting user input and I want to what? Save it in the database. Because when you get to the advanced aspect of Python, that is where you are going to learn how to build what? User application user interface. Now, in that case, now we are going to create database. So whatever you are collecting is good database, then the app will call them from the database. But for now, we are using the IDE terminal. Now, if I want to collect the person's name and I want to display it, not just collecting it like I did before. So I will say, in this case, I will wrap the inputs in print, because we just learned that print is for displaying something. So the moment you want to display something, you must involve what? Print in Python. Now, you will now put the input inside it. Then before you ask that question, what is your name? What is your name? So if I run this code now, guess what is going to happen? It's asking me what is my name. And then if I type Prosper, then if I press enter, you see the difference, it will output it. It will output it. So let me see. So it will output it because we have already what? Printed it. Now, but there's another thing again I want us to look at, because that will now take us to the next topic, which is now we understand input. The kind of giving the user a bucket to receive information from them. Now let's link it with variable, which is the fourth one, which is the fourth basic word syntax. After this, I'll give us some time. We'll observe another 5 minutes break. And then when we come back, we talk about data types so that we can join the other class on Sunday. Now, the next one I want to say here is this. That is going to be, remember where we are coming from. Comments is number one basic word command or syntax in Python, followed by print, then followed by, you see, we need to comment all this. Okay, sorry, I think this printout is still, let me see what happened here. Okay, we are no longer in that cell. Then we have comments, we have prints, we have inputs. Now the fourth one is variable. So here the programming has gradually started. What is variable in programming? Variable are boxes. Let me just use, okay, this is advanced class. A container used to store data within a program. So variable are what? They are container used to store data within a program. Every programmer must understand variable concept. It's very key. Now, let me illustrate it in basic way that it will sink better. Think of you wanting to build an app, and that app require my biodata, my first name, my second, my middle name, my state, my country, probably my age. And then the next question you ask yourself is that, are all this information already programmed in Python memory? The answer is no, but you need them to write your program. So the first thing is that you have to introduce all this information that you need for developing your app into the program using variable concepts. So that is why I can tell you that variable can also be defined. Variable can also be defined as a logic or programming logic used to introduce external information into the program. So I can define variable like this. That is, I need this information. They are going to be needed while developing the app, but unfortunately, they are not default. They are not keywords. In programming, we have what we call what? Keywords. Keywords are names, are words that have already been used to save certain function in the program. but Prosper is not already stored in Python as keyword. All right, so how do I store it? So I'm given a task here that we should create variables. These are like apps. Create variable to store Prosper biodata. Let's say you are given this task. Like, let's say like we're INEC portal now. You know, when you want to register, they give you a form. And that form, there are different inputs. You put your name to be stored in variable in their app. You put your middle name, it will be stored as variable. So the day you come now that you want to print your card, they will just call your object, and that brings out all the information that will have been stored in what? The objects as variable. So now we need to start by understanding variable syntax before we answer that question. Remember, I told you that in programming, you don't joke with syntax. You must understand the rule. How is variable written? What is the standard of writing variable? What is the coding structure of variable in Python? That is what we want to talk about. So a variable has 3 parts you must acknowledge. Variable syntax have number 1, naming parts. Number two, we have the assignment operator. Then number 3, we have value. We have value. So how do we demonstrate this? Now let's answer this question that says create variables to store Prosper what? Biodata. I'm storing my first name, my age, and my country. So which means that each of them will take each container. So I will say, okay, first name, first. Now I'm using 2 words. I'm using 2 words, first and name. Whenever you are using 2 words to name your variable, you must not put space like this, name. This is not allowed under variable naming convention. The syntax does not support this. Instead, you either join them together, if at all, you join them together, or you what? You use what we call camel case. So in programming, there are 3 known cases. That is what? Small letter and hand. The case we have is camel. Camel case is where if you are using 2 words, the first word, the whole of it, all the letters will be small letter, while the beginning of the rest of the words we start with what? Capital letter. You can see that the end start with capital letter. That is one case that is allowed in programming. Another case again you can use is a snake case. Snake case is where you use small letter outro. Then we have Pascal. We have Pascal case. So now Pascal case, I think Pascal case is, I think I'm missing the Pascal case will either be one small letter, but I know that camel case is where the first letter, the first word, all of the letters will be small letter, while the rest, the beginning of each other words with word capital letter. Now, equals, this is assignment. Now, what we are saying is that this is a variable. Now, let me qualify these 3 things I mentioned. I say a variable have naming part. 1, it has assignment part and value part. Where is the naming part? This is the naming part of the variable. Now, this equal sign in programming does not mean equality. It means assignment. It's just telling you that, okay, is a container, just like you have a container. You have a container, and this is, don't mind my drawing. This is the container. Solomon, please, can you off your video? You are distracting us. Now, so we have this as a container, and then we have this, which is the assignment, and then we have the value coming in. So this is just like a pipe that is carrying the value and put it inside what? The container. Why the name of this container is what? This. So the role of this is a pipe that carry the value and put it inside. Then what you are storing inside the container is what comes after the what? The operator. So let me explain it properly. Now, there's a reason why I quoted Prosper, because I'm storing a text, which we are going to understand. Okay,
we can't hear you, sir. We can't hear you.
Please, can somebody hear me? Let's know whether it's from his end. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, that means from your end. Check your network then. Okay. So what I'm saying now is this. Why did I quote Prosper? Because this is a string, is a text in Python programming. Whenever you are storing a text-based data type, you acknowledge it in either the single quote, which means that I can say, okay, my middle name, then I can use single like this. My middle name, let's say Aguero. So this is what I'm saying. It's allowed in Python. You either use double quotes or you use single quotes. But both of them are notation used to acknowledge what or hold what text or string. Now, if I now want to print, I want to print any of this. I want to display it. So I can now say print. If I want to output the value in first name variable, if I want to output the value in first name variable, so I don't have to call the name, I'll call the container name. So if I call the container name, Python knows that, okay, you are asking it to output the value in the container. So which means that what I'm going to pass into the function, into the print function is what? First name. The way it is, you see, brings it out. So if I run this code now, you see that what it will output, we should have it somewhere, something else. Let me see if I can reduce the view. Good. It will output Prosper here. You can see it. Why? Because I asked for the value in this container. Now, if I want to print, let's say I have another variable, age. Now, you are going to see the difference now. Now, age is a number. In programming, when you want to store number, because number can be whole number, which is called integer, or a decimal number, which is called float. If you are storing any of this in a variable in programming, you don't need to put them in quotes because they are number. All right. So let's assume that I want to print all this information. So which means that I have to say print. I'll do print again. I want to print middle name. All right. Then I'm also printing age. So if I run my code, guess what happened? It will print all of them. You can see it now. So it prints all of them in a block. But mind you, you use 3print command for you to be able to print all of them. In programming, these are the reasons why some apps are slow, where you are supposed to minimize steps. You are just, creating too many steps. Now, I'm going to show you something now. How do I now print all of them using one print? Let me use comment to explain it. Print Prosper biodata using only one print command as a way of saving space. So what I'm going to do is that I will remove all this. So I'll simply do something like this. That is going to introduce a function, which is called what? Python what? New line. Whenever you use something like this, it's called what? Python what? New line. That is /n. It means it's just like equivalent to when you press enter, you want to go to the next line. So that is what I'm going to do to print all this using one print. So I'll first of all come here and say, okay, I am using F printing. We call that what? String printing. So you put F here and then you open a string. Now, why am I using this? I don't want to pass the value into the print command. I want to attach a description so that if this happens to be an app, somebody will know, oh, this information that I'm saying pertains to this. So that is why I have to put that F and what? Use the quotation, which is called what? Python was string printing. So I will say Prosper biodata now what is going to happen here now? The reason why I use this fprint because I'm introducing information that are not held or stored in any variable, and I want to print those information alongside with what has been stored in variables. So which means that what we are simply saying is this. Now I want to call first name. Now I will put what? The backward slash. I'll put what? N here. Then after that, I will introduce the curly bracket like this. And then I'll submit what? First name inside. Why am I putting the first name in the curly bracket? Because I am recognizing it as a keyword, an existing word. It has been created. It's a variable. This is not the first time I'm creating it. And I want to differentiate it from these other words. So I'll come outside this while you are still in that position, then put another word line, which means that after printing this, the next thing should go down. Then I'll call in the next one again. The next one is middle name. Then I'll come outside this. Don't worry, the video will be available. You make sure from now to Sunday, you stay on it, practice all this so that you can flow with us. Now, Sunday class will be slower than this, not going to be as fast as this, just because I'm trying to bring this particular session to the other session so that we can all be in one class. Now, the next one is H. I'm bringing what? H here. Now, if I run this code, you see what will happen. You see how it printed them in block. This is the first one. But meanwhile, I'm using only one print. Now, for you to know the impact this new line notation is doing, let's temporarily delete them. That is how you learn programming. You want to know the impact it's making, then print without them and see what you get. That will now help you to understand the role they are playing. So if I run this code, you see what happened here. It printed everything in straight line. So the reason why they went down, each of them took what? Their separate line, was because of what? Was because of the new line that you added. So let me undo everything. So that is why we printed everything in a different line. So we're going to go for 5 minutes break, and then you don't need to leave here. You ask questions. Then if you are not asking question, probably you have your IDE, then you can be practicing this within that 5 minutes. So the line is open for interaction. You have questions, please feel free to ask.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I'm with
I
you,
want
sir.
to ask this question before I came late. For me to have this feed on my PC or my Android phone, this Python feed, how can I have it, or am I going to download it?
Okay,
That was my question,
so
sir.
now this is what we are going to do. What we are going to do is this. For this particular one, it's obvious you did not start with us. That is why you're asking this question. This particular one, you don't need to, once you have a browser
Let's
on
start
your,
with you, yes.
yes, once you have a browser on your phone, like you have let's say you have Mozilla Firefox or you have Google Chrome like this. This one that we are using is the one you can access within a browser. So once you have any of the browser in your phone right now, you can be writing this or in your PC. So you just double click on it and then make sure that you have Gmail account because it will ask you to log in with your Gmail account. Then click on the account you want to use. And then once you get there, let me open a new tab like this. So you just type what? Google Colab. You type this Google Colab. Once you type Google Colab, it will bring you to this environment. Let's hold on for it to open. Like I said, the one we are going to use on Sunday in the next class, I will do a video of it and send it to us so that everybody can get it ready before that class. But for now, you can work with this one. So once you click on that Google Colab, you select this option that says welcome to Google Colab. You click on it, you hold on. Then to bring you here, click on what? New notes. Click on new notes. Once you click on new notes, you will have that kind of environment that I'm using. Just hold on, you'll see it now.
Okay.
Just hold on, just hold on. Now you can see it.
Thank you.
Then you can click here to give it a name. If you want to give it a name so that when next you come back, you will know the particular one you are using. You can just say, you can give it a name. Understand? I hope that is clear for those that join late. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yes,
so please.
Sir, I want to ask.
Okay.
Sir.
Go ahead.
Another question I want is, after you have been typing all those things, you run the code. Which icon are you using to run the code? Is it this arrow icon?
Yes, this one.
Good. Okay,
now,
thank you, sir.
This is where you click to have maybe you want to create another cell. You click here to add another. You understand? In case you don't want to write everything in one cell. Then once you finish writing your code, you click on it.
Okay.
So let's try and master this.
Okay,
there's a reason why I am exposing us to this. Because you can go for an interview and they can tell you that the computer they want to use to interview you, whether you are a programmer, does not have the passion, which I'm going to do a video and send to us in that group. Make sure that if you are not in that group, please make sure that you chat me after the class. Now, instead of you giving excuses that, I must have passion before I display the Python skills that I have, you just say, okay, is there a browser on that system? Open the browser on your internet, type Google Colab, and then you demonstrate what you know and pass your interview. That is the reason why I am showing us this. It's very important you know it. So that the next class, we will not use the one that we can use offline, whether we are on the internet or not. Take note, this one, you must be on the internet before you can use it. You must be on the internet before you can use this Colab.
All right.
But the one I'm going to do a video and send to us is offline. Whether you're on the internet or not, it will work.
Okay.
Any other question, please?
Thank you.
Any other question? Please, let's ask question. No, this is where we are going to stop. After this question and ask this question, we are closing.
Yes, sir. I want to ask something, sir. Yes, I want to ask something, sir.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay. When you make variables, when you make the variables, and then you give it is a function or value, then you use, for example, now first name. Then in the first name that you wrote, you make the word first, small letter. Then the name which you join to it, you make it capital letter, the first N, capital letter.
Yeah.
That means if I want to write it together as one, then the second one I have to start with capital letter.
Yes. Yes, if it's
right?
a
Okay.
yes, that is called camel case.
Okay. So now, if I want to write it separately, like I'm not writing it together, which other way will I write? Can I just
Like
write everything in
like
small
this,
letter?
like this. Are you talking about like this? Let's say you space it. Is that what?
Exactly,
Not
like that. Like
this is not
separately,
allowed.
yes.
This is not allowed, sir. It's not. It's a gate.
Okay,
It's a gate in syntax. You can either separate it with underscore like this. It's allowed,
okay,
but not give it just empty space. You can see Python has already. Look at it. If you hover on it, you will see what?
okay,
An error message.
okay. Yes, sir. If I want to separate it, I will use that thing you put score, or what do you put under?
Yes, you use underscore.
Then I will now start the second one with capital letter again.
Yes. Let's say you have a third name, maybe third word. The third word, if you put, it must start with capital letter. Maybe how do I put it now? If you are using three words, if you are using three words,
Okay,
if you are using three words,
okay,
the first one, everything must be small letter. The first one, everything must be small letter. Then
okay.
every
Everything
other
small letter. Okay,
other one, every other one, the first letter capital letter, the rest small letter. Then the space between them, it's either you
small
merge them
letter.
or you separate them with underscore. I hope it's clear now.
Okay.
That
Even if
is
they are even on the small letter, then the rest capital letter, then the underscore.
yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Please, let's ask question. We are stopping here. And please, after this class, we are going to migrate that pay group that you are. I'm going to merge you together with a class that I've gotten to. This is where they are. So that is why I separated this class. They are not here right now, but on Sunday, they are going to be together with you. They have already learned all this. So I don't want to be talking to too many groups. So after this class, I'm going to drop their own group link in that your group. So all you need is just to migrate, is to click and enter that group. I'll no longer be talking to us with this particular group. I hope that is clear, please. I hope that is clear.
Yes, sir.
So make sure that
It's
when
clear.
good, so that we can have more.
And then, sir, don't
Okay.
forget to drop the video so that I can study it
No. The video,
well. And then,
before tomorrow morning, before you wake up tomorrow morning, the video will be in that group. The video will be in that group.
okay.
Please,
That is so that I can.
yes. So like I said, I will communicate in the group. The next class will be on Sunday, the same time, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday. So once I drop the video, take your time to go through it. All right. So please, I would like us to go and subscribe to our YouTube page so that you can get updates for those that are not in our YouTube page. How many of us have subscribed? I think I've dropped it. Have over going to 500 videos there now, cutting across data analytics,
I think
cyber. So just go to
Sir.
just search for Digital Z Hub. Look at this. Let me just search for. Maybe I will drop the link also in the group. Once you get there, just search for Digital Z Hub. You subscribe so that once I upload a video, you get a notification. So just subscribe, and then you'll be able to get access to. So this is where you can also verify us. So we have a lot of data analytics class. I think over more than 400 videos so far. All these are master classes that I'm currently handling. Right. So I'm going to drop an advert also in that group. Tuesday and Thursday next week, I'll be anchoring for web coding. So I'll drop it there in case you have loved ones that want to subscribe into that, how to build websites. So I'm going to be running, that one is just 2 days seminar and then it ends. It's not like this one. So I'm going to publish the design also in your group. So for those of you, and for this Python, please, you can still tell people around you. People can actually join. All they need is for us to, once they pay, to send them this video, they stay on it. By Sunday, they should be able to get to where we are and flow with us. If we still need, this is a licensed Zoom. You can take up to 100 persons per class like this. So tell your friends, and in case you bring somebody, please let me know. Private chat me in case you are bringing somebody. Whatever the person pay, we will compensate you with something, no matter how small. Right? All right. So good night, everyone. This is where we stop. If there's no other question. So this is reaching you from Digital Z Hub. It's an online tech training platform, 100%. And like I told us, after this training, an e-certificate to be issued to every one of you. Program completion. When you complete, make sure you don't fall by the side. We are going to give you the certificate to attach to show that you have obtained this Python training. Please, we advertise it and we will give it out. All right, and we are registered. We are registered. This is a registered firm with federal government. We are registered. We are licensed. All right. Good night, everyone. See you on Sunday. Expect the video. Bye for now.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Good night, sir. Thanks.
Thank you.